on your knees. You were never a warrior. You were never a threat. You are just a woman. I killed your father. I burned your bloodline. And today, I will finish you, because weakness runs in your blood.
Welcome to African Tales by Oge. Fire raged across the plains. Smoke crawled into the red, tingled sky, swallowing the screams of the fallen. Cheta stood in the center of the chaos, her sword sleek with blood, her face streaked with ash and tears. Around her, the bodies of friends, enemies, and betrayals laid tangled in the mud. Her eyes, fierce yet hallowed, searched the horizon for the one she could no longer trust. Ekume, her loyal friend, knelt beside her, gripping her arms and dragging her away from the machete that was about to strike her. How did she get here? Cheta was once a carefree child, playing in her father, Chiaka's compound with her best friend, Ekume. Ekume was the son of Chiaka's closest friend, Sela. Chiaka and Sela had been inseparable since birth. They grew up together, married the same year, and their children, Cheta, a girl, and Ekume, a boy, were just 7 days apart. Though older than Cheta by a week, Ekume was fiercely protective of her, especially from bullies. One afternoon, they were playing in the field when Obosi, the village bully, arrived. Obosi was the son of Prince Chudi, the king's second son, making him Cheta's cousin. Like his father, Obosi was spoilt and never corrected. That day, he seized the Aki the children were using for the Oji game. They cried as he refused to return it. Cheta stepped forward and demanded it back. "What will you do if I don't?" Obosi sneered. "I would destroy your signed house," she replied boldly. "You wouldn't dare." He threw the Aki into the bushes. The children cried louder. Cheta marched to the sand house he had been building and crushed it with her foot. Enraged, Obosi pushed her down and began beating her. Ekume rushed to help, but Obosi was too strong, and he beat both of them mercilessly. By evening, word reached Chudi's compound, but instead of correcting his son, Chudi praised him, claiming such behavior showed strength. The kingdom felt silent weeks later. The town crier beat his gong, announcing the death of the great king, OZALA, at the break of dawn. Markets emptied, farmlands abandoned. Everyone gathered at the palace crying out, "Chai, Igwe OZALA." 7 goats, 7 sheep, 7 tubers of yam, and 7 calabash of palm wine were sacrificed before the burial of the king. After weeks of murmuring, it was time to crown the new king. Prince Chiaka was the rightful heir, but tradition demanded he must have at least 1 wife and 1 son. His first wife died giving birth to Cheta, and he had never remarried. Chudi, fueled by jealousy, conspired with certain elders, arguing he was more qualified since he had wives, sons, and wealth. After deliberation, the kingmakers declared that the throne will wait 2 years. If Chiaka did not produce a wife and a son within that time, Chudi would take the crown. On Cheta's 13th birthday, her father gave her a special gift, a diamond spear-shaped necklace. It was sharp, smooth, and precious. Chiaka told her, "My daughter, May this always protect you, even when I cannot. Cheta cherished it deeply. She never took it off. Months later, Chiaka found a wife, Vivi, a beautiful maiden from a faraway land. Vivi loved Cheta like her own daughter, and Cheta finally felt the warmth of a mother's love. Soon, Vivi became pregnant and gave birth to a baby boy. Joy filled the village. Market women danced, youth sang, and the people hailed Chiaka as Igwe to be. He was greatly loved, far more than Chudi. But Chudi burned with envy and rage. When the kingsmaker fixed the coronation date, anger consumed him. The village prepared for celebration. Women cooked, children rehearsed dances, girls braided their hairs and painted their face, and excitement filled the air. The day arrived. At dawn, a scream echoed from Chiaka's compound. Fire! Fire! Chaos engulfed the compound. Chiaka stepped out to find one of his servants laying lifeless, cut down by Chudi's soldiers. His home was under attack. Line them up!
Line them up!
Chudi shouted. His men dragged Cheta, Chiaka, Vivi, and the newborn baby and their servants outside, forcing them to kneel. You want to be king? Chudi spat. I fought in wars beside our father, while you sat beside him like some saint. He trusted you because he thought you had wisdom. Well, I want the throne. I deserve it. And the only way to get it is to end you. Chiaka begged, please, spare my family. Take me, and Chudi struck him hard, blow after blow, until Chiaka bled from his nose and mouth. Vivi and Cheta screamed. Leave him alone, Cheta cried. Leave my father alone. He is more of a king than you will ever be. Those words pierced Chudi deeply. His anger exploded. He leaned close to her and whispered, let's see who becomes king. He turned to Cheta and said,
I will destroy your family before your eyes and sell you off for slavery.
With just one swipe of his machete, Prince Chiaka's head rolled on the floor. He snatched the newborn from Vivi's arms and threw the baby into the fire. Vivi wailed until her voice broke. Chudi raped her and stabbed her 5 times. And then she died. Cheta watched everything. She went numb. She couldn't scream. She couldn't breathe. Tie her up and send her away, Chudi ordered. His men bound her arms and legs and threw her into the wooden cage. 3 guards rode away with her on a chariot. For 4 days they traveled. She refused food. She was silent. She was cold. On the 4th day, the guards stopped to rest. They dozed off. Using her diamond spear necklace her father had given her, Cheta cut the ropes binding her. She quietly broke out of the cage and escaped into the thick forest. When the guards woke, she was gone. Cheta ran until her legs gave out. She collapsed. She awoke in a small hut, smoke rising from burning herbs. An old man, the dibia, stood beside her. Don't be afraid, my child, he said gently. Drink this. It will strengthen you. He studied her closely. I know who you are. You are King Obala's grandchild. Your grandfather once saved me from slavery after we lost the war to Ogidi. Now, I hear there is a new king, Chudi, and he has made deals with Ogidi. This is not good. He nodded. Cheta finally broke. He killed my father, my mother, my baby brother. He burned my home and sold me into slavery. She cried bitterly, and the old man placed a comforting hand on her back. Don't weep, justice will come. 15 years passed. Cheta lived with the Dibia, training day and night in combat, strategy, herbs, and spiritual discipline. She prepared for the day she would reclaim what was hers. One afternoon, while gathering herbs, she saw a man drinking from the river. She drew her machete, and he drew his. They both froze. Cheta, Ekume, they lowered their weapons and embraced. I have searched for you for 10 years, Ekume said. Cheta told him about her escape. Ekume told her how Chudi became king, how he enslaved the people, taxed them heavily, and aligned with the Ogidi. Homes were destroyed, families scattered, the kingdom was suffering. Cheta clenched her feet. I have trained for this. I must go back and face him. That is dangerous, Ekume warned. If you must go, you need an army. I will return home and gather men. Days later, Ekume returned with 20 men, broken, angry, and desperate for justice. They gathered around Cheta. We will fight with you, they vowed. They trained tirelessly, day and night, sharpening their swords and spirits. When ready, they set off for OZALA. King Chudi awoke in his palace to the sound of clashing machetes, shouts and smoke rising from the compound. He seized his weapon and charged outside. His first strike was aimed at Cheta, but Ekume leaped in front of her and took the blow. He fell, his shoulder sliced deeply, he bled uncontrollably. Cheta screamed, another strike. Chudi served Ekume's head. His head fell. Blood splashed across Cheta's face. No! No! She cried. She charged at Chudi, but he blocked every strike effortlessly. Blow after blow she tried, but he deflated them all. Exhausted, she fell to the ground and sobbed. You are no match for me, Chudi boasted. Not even your father was. Weakness runs in your blood. His words stabbed her chest. She remembered everything, the fire, the screams, her family's death. She was only 13 when she watched him destroy her entire world. Before he could finish speaking, Cheta leaped into the air and punched him with all her strength. And then another punch, and another, and another, and another until blood poured from his nose and mouth. Enraged, Chudi lunged and grabbed her by the throat, squeezing her tightly, trying to choke the life out of her. Cheta reached for her father's necklace, the diamond spear. She stabbed his hand. Chudi screamed. She punched him again, and again, and again, until he fell to his knees, weakened. Before he could rise, she swung her machete across his neck. His head rolled on the floor. Silence fell. Smoke rose slowly into the sky. The king's guard dropped their weapons and laid flat on the ground. The villagers gathered. Tears, relief, and awe washed over them. They bowed before Cheta. All hail the woman king of OZALA. Victory and justice has finally been restored.